Please click on the subscribe button so you get notified when the latest content drops. Now, let's rock. Welcome to N1 from the End Zone with your host, Nelson P.V. That's me. You're watching episode 001, The Launch, the very first episode of the N1 podcast, and I appreciate you guys for being here. Hopefully you enjoy this content and you'll be coming back and staying tuned for more episodes. On this episode, we'll talk about why I decided to start the N1 from the End Zone podcast, what I hope to accomplish with this podcast, and some sports-related topics like my Niners clinching number 1 seed on Sunday against the Washington Redskins, thanks to the Eagles blowing it. Lamar Jackson most likely winning his second MVP, and could it be unanimous? And referees gifting the Cowboys a W against Detroit on Saturday. Yeah, that actually could have happened, and even though it benefited my team, we'll get into that. So today's date is January 1st, 2024. We are in 2024, ladies and gentlemen, and this is the first episode. I hope everybody had a safe New Year's Eve. I hope everybody is having a great New Year's. And hey, 2024 is going to be a great year for everybody. We're on this journey together, guys. And yeah. So why did I decide to start N1 from the End Zone? Well, I've actually wanted to start a podcast or a show for about 3 years now. I've been very into sports media for about 7 years, maybe 8. I think 8. What turned me on to a lot of sports media was actually the Trump political scene, and how the media was just covering Trump nonstop and not really reporting on the news. So to escape that dilemma, I actually started diving into a lot of sports media. So I've been watching Colin Cowherd, The Herd with Colin Cowherd. I've been watching First Things First. I've been watching Undisputed. I've been watching First Take, Get Up, all of the sports lineups for about 6 to 7 years now, 8 years. I've been passionate about sports almost my entire life. Well, no, not almost my entire life, guys. Since I was little, I got pictures of my dad taking me to his soccer games, and I'm kicking a soccer ball. Sports is my life. So I'm usually accurate with my takes. I like to break down and analyze things that I understand. I love to watch sports media all day if I could, and I just like to learn a lot of things. I'm into sci-fi. I like anime as well. I'm a huge Star Trek fan. Star Trek over Star Wars any day of the week, and I will dispute that. But yeah, I'm doing this podcast because I want to give my sports takes to the public. It's also a way for me to vent. I listen to a lot of things the national media has to say, and certain people say on their own podcast. Also check out Unk and Ocho Nightcap. That is great. I love their show. The way that they do it, they make it seem so easy. That's also like another source of motivation, because hey, if you don't do it for yourself, nobody's going to do it for you. So guys, I've been planning to do this for 3 years. I wanted to officially do this last year and release my first episode, and here we are, January 1st, 2024. I created this channel back in April of 2023, and here we are, officially the first episode, and we're starting off on the right foot. 2024 is going to be a big year, not just for me, but hopefully for everybody. And if I can motivate you guys to pursue your dreams, pursue your goals, I will do it. I'll share my stories, ask questions, be engaged. I'm here to share. I'm 25 now, but hey, like, I in my 25 years, my way the viewing life is very unique, very different, or at least I like to believe it is. I'm very goal oriented. I'm very driven, and if there's something that I could help you guys with, that's just always think you can do anything. Always think you can accomplish things. And that's also another reason why I wanted to do the N1 from the End Zone podcast. Originally, it was just going to be sports related topics. but with how much negativity and how people tend to be by themselves and not have a proper way of venting, um, that's why I wanted to do this, because this is also for my mental health. I can finally have an escape where I can criticize and say things about uh, sports pundits who I don't agree with, who I can give you guys my take and my opinion and back facts and stuff that I look up, and you guys could agree with me, disagree with me. But it's all just for mental purposes. It's also I've wanted to do this for like 3 years, guys. Come on, like this is cool. Everybody's doing it. If you want to do it and you want to get on this someday, hey, lines are open. Um, as long as we keep the conversations respectful and everybody feels happy and safe, you're always welcome. What I hope to accomplish with this podcast, honestly, what I hope to accomplish is people just feeling better about themselves, people looking forward to hearing positive news, positivity, uh, people wanting to discuss about sports, because obviously, like, I love football, I love soccer, I love baseball, I love basketball. Um, my teams are Arsenal and Barcelona for soccer, just letting you guys know. Warriors fan, NBA, obviously, San Francisco, Giants. I was an equipment manager for the Bay Area Panthers in the Bay Area. The inaugural season with Coach KB, that was an interesting experience. Decided pretty quickly that I did not want to be an equipment manager. That is a lot of grunt work, and guys, it is a lot of hard work. In the past, I trained to be a wrestler for about 6 months, and then I left because I was trying to pursue education. Um, it's another story. Uh, I kind of regret it now that I think about it, but we can get into that in the future. Um, yeah, I'm a very interesting guy, guys, and what I really hope to accomplish is alleviate some of the mental, I guess, stress that I put on myself when I like hear pundits give takes that I just think aren't accurate. Because I really do get passionate about it, guys. Like, I really get passionate about it. I break it down. I'm invested into it. And I hope this is a great and healthy way for me to release those type of things. I also hope to help people. I hope you guys can establish a relationship with me that will last for who knows how long until you guys get bored of me. No, but I really hope that if you guys feel alone or if you guys feel like you guys need help, please reach out. I want to hear your stories. I'll put you on here. I care. Like, if you think people don't care, like, I am a person that cares and will ask you questions and will want to help and see if there's ways to help. And yeah, I really care, guys. So I want to help. I want to make a difference. I want to see where this can lead to. And yeah, like Mr. Beast, that's a real one. That's the goal. That's the real goal. His impact on just humanity. That's what we all should be aspiring and trying to do with this. And if I can't do that with money or whatever, and I can just do that with conversations and interactions with you guys, by all means, I'm here to help, and I'm here to try to give you guys good vibes, good energy, because that's important and it's needed in the world today. So, without further ado, let's start with our first sports-related topic. Niners clinching the number 1 seed. My team clinched the 1 seed, beating the Washington Commanders 27-10. Brock Purdy came back to throwing 230 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. He had a horrendous game against the Ravens, and I heard nothing but the national media telling everybody how Brock Purdy was just a system quarterback, that it's all of his weapons and everybody. When in reality, he's a second-year quarterback. It's his first year starting. He wasn't expected to be the starting quarterback last year. He barely got any reps. I think it was Brady Allen, no, or Nate Sudfeld last year, who was supposed to be the backup or the third string if Jimmy came back. And there wasn't really a plan for Brock Purdy, but Brock, being the special guy that he is, in my own opinion. No offense to Jeff Garcia, because I never saw Jeff Garcia play, but Brock is the best quarterback in my lifetime that I've seen play. Because I also didn't see Steve Young or Joe Montana. Yes, I know, right? I'm 25, and the best quarterback in my lifetime is Brock Purdy. How, you may say. Well, no other player or no other quarterback in NFL history in 16 games, because they haven't played the 17th game yet, in 16 games, and yes, I got to give credit to Kyle's system, but even with Jimmy Garoppolo, the offense didn't look nearly as good as it looks with Brock Purdy. And even though Brock threw 4 interceptions last game, the nice thing about Brock Purdy is he isn't a consistent... He'll throw interceptions consistently in a game, but he won't throw them consistently through multiple games. And that's the one thing I love about Brock. Like, he's special. And I knew he was special when they faced Miami, and he threw, I think it was a deep ball to Ayuk to the sideline, and it was right on the sideline, deep ball, beautifully placed, and Ayuk caught it. If I could put the video or that clip in here, I would. Hopefully we'll get to that point eventually, but that's when I knew Brock was special, because Jimmy in the 4 or 5 years that he had been with the Niners had never done that. And that's when I knew Brock was special. Brock, I knew, was also special when he faced the GOAT, Tom Brady, and he mollywopped his ass. And no offense, Tom, I love you. You are the GOAT. Bay Area native, salute. Like, hats off, Tom. Like, hats off. But what Brock did that day, he wasn't fazed by the GOAT, because I don't care where Tom Brady is in his career at that point. It's Tom Brady, Mike Evans, and Chris Godwin. And I know they were struggling that year. We were on our 3rd string quarterback. He's a rookie. Tom Brady handles that stuff. I know he doesn't face our offense. He faces our defense. But they got dogs. They got dogs on that defensive side, and I'm pretty sure they were bringing back their entire roster from like the year before, and Brock cooked them. Brock cooked them in his rookie year without that many reps. Like, and what I've noticed is a lot of the hate towards Brock is because, yes, he is a 7th round pick, and yes, they gave up a lot for Trey, but just because Trey never got the opportunity doesn't necessarily mean it's Brock's fault. Brock, with the opportunity that he got, even though he got injured, made the most out of it. Even when Trey Lance was healthy and in the system, we were hearing reports from multiple sources that Trey wasn't him. And the moment Brock has a 4 interception game or whatever, everybody wants to say, oh, he's a system guy. Oh, it's this. Oh, is that. I wonder what this team would look like with Trey Lance, or because I have heard a couple people say that. Yes, I know. It's still crazy. Life isn't like Madden, people. Like, real life is different. And a guy that had played 4 years at Iowa State, putting up the numbers that he put over a guy that played, I think, 2 years at North Dakota State, and was clearly a run-first quarterback, is better. Brock is clearly better. Brock was projected. If Brock fell because I don't think Brock grew in college, because I've looked at his pictures. He looks the same. He was actually projected to be a 1st to 3rd round pick. But because he didn't grow, and I think he plateaued in college in that system that he was in, he dropped all the way to the last pick in the draft, and we got him. And you know why I know Brock is also special? Because with him at quarterback, he's got 2 wide receivers, tight end, and a running back, all over 1,000 scrimmage yards. Never done before in NFL history. And he did it in 16 games. He led that team as the quarterback who distributes the ball to everybody. got everybody 1,000. He got his 4 stars. And I get it, runs after catch or whatever. But he also leads the league in air yards. Explain that to me. With the least amount of attempts. Ladies and gentlemen. Brock is special. We clinched the 1 seed. And I haven't even touched on how the Eagles collapsed and they lost to the Cardinals. Granted, Kyler Murray is special. Kyler Murray gives me nightmares. As a Niner fan, he gives me nightmares. We have always had issues against mobile quarterbacks. Kyler Murray has our number. Just because he doesn't have a roster right now, please, Cardinals, if you want to ruin your franchise more, get rid of Kyler Murray. Because that boy, he is our kryptonite. If he had a better roster, he'd be doing what Lamar Jackson did to us. And yeah, that's actually segueing to segment number 2. Lamar Jackson winning, thrashing, I think it was 50. Give me a second here. Let's see. Lamar Jackson thrashed the Miami Dolphins. Sorry, first podcast episode. We're going to get better as time progresses. I'll make sure I got my notes and everything better organized. Don't worry. It's our first episode, guys. Hopefully we can also eventually add graphics, maybe get some highlights. I know that's like high budget stuff, but hey, a guy can always dream, right? Like, come on, man. Like, we want to do quality, and always, that's also another thing. I learned from a coworker recently. He was an actual an Army veteran. He did his time and everything. And something that stuck with me in the short amount of time that I had with him and when I was working with him was that he always did everything to like perfection because he wanted to be proud of the work he was putting out. He didn't just want to do anything. He wanted to do everything to the utmost standard. And yeah, that's always the goal here. We're trying to have a standard. Right now, the standard may not be as high as I'd want it to be, but trust me, we're going to get to where I want it to be. So going back to Ravens Dolphins, 56-19 against Niners Light Dolphins. Yeah. 56-19. And I call Miami Niners Light because you know the system. Same system we have. They have Tyreek Hill, who they kind of use like a Debo. Debo is more physical. Tyreek is much more of an elusive runner, faster player. But Tyreek and Waddle, come on, man. Like that's vroom, 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 bro. Like they crazy out there. That's a cheetah and a Mustang out there. But yeah, Lamar went 18-21 with 5 passing touchdowns, guys. 5 passing touchdowns. So no interceptions either. 5 passing touchdowns, no interceptions, 321 yards. I have always thought Lamar was a run first, pass second quarterback. Can't say that no more, guys. And I'm worried. I'm worried. Boy, like, eesh. And with all the star quarterbacks being out this year, Lamar has an opportunity. He has an opportunity to win a second MVP unanimously. Never before. Dude does not even have to win a Super Bowl. He's a first ballot Hall of Famer because nobody in the history of the NFL has ever done what Lamar Jackson has done. And that scares the bejesus out of me because 2012, Baltimore Niners Super Bowl. Yeah, I remember that. I think I was 14 years old. I cried. I was 14 and I cried. And I still don't forgive Colin Kaepernick. I don't care what anybody says. He had the ball. He could have ran it in for a touchdown. And what does he do? He throws it to Michael. He had all that space. And I go back, watch the film, watch the tape, because I'm tired of people saying like, oh, It's on Harbaugh or Crabtree or whoever. No, it was on Kaepernick. He could have ran that ball in. He could have scored a touchdown, and we could have had our 6th Super Bowl and been undefeated. And then, I know Jimmy, the whole Jimmy scenario, I don't even want to talk about that. Anyway, that's not the point here. The point here is Lamar Jackson has clearly proven this year that he is not only a throwing, passing pocket quarterback, with all of his, with the amount of injuries he's had, Mark Andrews not being there, his number 1 running back being out, OBJ being a shell of himself, because let's be honest, as much as as much as people love OBJ, he's not the same guy he used to be back in the day. Lamar Jackson has proven to be him, and Baltimore is a very lucky team. The Jets, I'm going to say the Jets. The Jets had an opportunity to go and pursue Lamar Jackson this offseason, and they didn't. They got Aaron Rodgers. What happened to Aaron Rodgers? They could have had Lamar Jackson, and this could have been the result. Granted, I think Nathaniel Hackett somehow, some way would have broken Lamar, but yeah, Lamar's about to win his 2nd MVP unanimously, putting up incredible numbers. 321 on only 21 passing attempts and only on 18 completion, guys. Come on. 15.3 averaging yards per completion. Jesus. And yeah, Dolphins, your defense, it's overrated. I know Jalen Ramsey. Yep, that's the dude. You guys actually got names out there, but for some reason, I don't think, I think Vic Fangio, is it Vic Fangio? Vic Fangio or Fangio? No, it's Vic Fangio. For some reason, I don't think Vic Fangio is the right defensive coordinator for you guys. And I wouldn't be surprised if that DC role gets switched up. Robert Saleh, I don't know how he's keeping his job with the Jets. Well, I do know. It's Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers likes him. Nathaniel Hackett. I think Nathaniel Hackett should go, but we're not talking about Jets. We ain't talking about them. Let's pivot to the Detroit Lions Cowboys game. And let's talk about how the refs blew that call. And hey, I could be complaining. I shouldn't be complaining, because that call resulted in us clenching yesterday, the 1 seed, and it benefited us. We don't got to worry about nothing. But Dallas, your booty should have been clenched. Your booty should have been clenched because the refs gave you that W. The refs gave you that W, or else you guys would have lost your first game in, I think, 14 games in over a year at home against another winning team who drove the ball back. Okay, back-to-back weeks, guys. They drove the ball. I think Miami was 92, or I forget how far the Detroit drove you, but they drove all the way down and scored a touchdown on you guys. And Miami did that the week before, and they walked off with the W. And if the refs don't blow the call at the end of the game, you guys probably would have lost that game too. Granted, I think there was a few seconds left on the clock, but I wonder how pundits like Skip Bayless can be so confident and say, hey, we're ready for the Niners, when y'all's need to stop worrying about us. We over here worrying about the Rams in a week, and then we trying to get healthy, and then we're gonna play whoever we gotta play the first divisional game of the week, or the first divisional game. Okay, that's our mindset. We gonna handle whoever's in front of us, and we gonna break down the tape. We got to worry about the NFC North, or anybody. I'm not NFC North, AFC North. Anybody from the AFC North that might make it to the Super Bowl. Because boy, other than the Steelers, my guy Brock, those defenses out in the North, that's different, and it's been clear. They got Brock's number. Nobody else got him. maybe Minnesota, but I believe in sports gods, and there's something about us not being able to win in Minnesota since the 90s that, you know what, I ain't even gonna put that on Brock. We were close, but yo, them defenses up in the AFC North, they are different out there, guy. Hey, Minnesota's also in the North now that I think about it, so connection, correlation, who knows? Yeah, they different out there. Detroit, even with Jared Goff playing the way that he played and the way that he's been playing the last month, he made the play. He made sure his teammates, his two offensive linemen, reported. If you guys check out the Carton Show, if you guys check out Undisputed today, The Herd, First Things First, Speak on FS1. That's a great show, guys. ESPN. You're going to see the footage. You're going to see the linemen reporting, and you heard from the NFL that that officiating crew is not going to be in the playoffs, and I honestly don't think that head official should be back next year. I think, guys, you got to understand one thing. He has another they're not full-time, so he has another job. He could be making good money doing something else, like he probably is. Okay? He just doesn't need to be officiating in the NFL. Because if the NFL wants to say that it's not scripted, doing what they did to Detroit makes everybody think that it's a scripted thing, that it's that it's WWE, that it's wrestling. Because what we also forget the fans also forget is that the officials, since they're also not full-time officials and they're part-time, they're also fans. And who's to say, like, yeah, you do the whole vetting process and you do everything, that a certain official isn't officiating a game for their team? And who's to say that ref might have been a Cowboy fan or somebody somewhere? I'm just saying, guys, there's a lot that goes on. I don't know how the Cowboys can walk away from that win knowing that they lost the game, because they lost the game, but got it gifted to them by the refs. Eagles, they're lucky that the Eagles are collapsing. Nick Sirianni will probably be back. They're probably going to fire their defensive coordinator. They're going to try to bring somebody in. They're probably going to try to find an offensive coordinator. I could see that switching out because they got the weapons, they got the pieces. I don't think Jalen Hurts is bad. I think he's a good quarterback. Mobile quarterbacks scare me, especially right now with Armstead being out I don't think Steve Wilkes is the right defensive coordinator, but I think he's a defensive coordinator that will be with us when we win the Super Bowl. And yeah, that's going to be this year. I wouldn't be surprised if things go badly with the Jets next year. Robert Saleh, as a free agent, might, or if he gets fired, comes back to the Niners. Doors are open. But I wouldn't be surprised if he also doesn't come back. But no, the future's bright. I don't want to hear no Cowboys fans say, hey, we're ready for the Niners or anything like Skip tried to say, and like with like little confidence, like a couple days ago or yesterday on his Twitter or X account. Now, going back to what I was talking about originally with Brock Purdy, when I said Brock Purdy, and because I went back and I looked at my take. When I said Brock Purdy was the best quarterback I had seen, he's the best quarterback I had ever seen in a Niner uniform. Because I know you trolls gonna be trying to hate. Because what you mean? No. As in my lifetime, because I didn't see Joe Montana, I didn't see Steve Young, I didn't see Jeff Garcia. Yes, because I was like 3 years old when Jeff Garcia was playing. I didn't see that. The first quarterback I can remember is Alex Smith. Okay? That's the first quarterback I can remember. And he was a bust. who I was upset that we moved off of for Colin Kaepernick. Colin Kaepernick, he was always trying to be a superstar, a star, more than he wasn't a team player. He wanted to be himself, and there's nothing wrong with that. Good for him. He's doing his thing. But I always thought Alex Smith, if he had gotten the opportunity to lead us in the Super Bowl, he could have gotten us that championship against the Ravens. But yeah, in my lifetime, the best quarterback I have ever seen don the 49er uniform is Brock Purdy, and I will dispute that with anybody. Like Jeff Garcia, I never saw him play. Alex Smith, come on, like Jimmy G. I love Jimmy G. I've died for Jimmy G because I got tired of. But let's face it, every time Jimmy G went out there, he gave us heart attacks because we didn't know if he was going to throw a pick or if he was going to throw a touchdown pass or what was going on. Like he threw the ball and it was a prayer. So yeah, Brock Purdy is the best quarterback that I have ever seen wear a 49er uniform in my lifetime. And Colin Kaepernick, I don't even want to get into that. Just like everybody hates Jimmy for overthrowing Emmanuel Sanders when we should have ran the ball with a two possession lead with 10 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. We should have ran the ball, but what do? We go back-to-back 3-and-outs because we decide to throw it? Come on, Kyle. And yes, I know we overthrew it. That's not the point here. The point here is Brock Purdy is the best quarterback to don a 49er uniform, and I will reiterate that. In the last 25 years, 24 years, whatever you want to call it, Brock Purdy's him, guys. Brock Purdy's special. Oof, and he's my guy. BP there. Brock, rock him, sock him, Purdy. Yes, you've heard it here first. Been calling him that all year. BP13, that's my guy. Brock, rock him, sock him. Brock, the crock pot Purdy. That's my guy. So guys, thank you for watching. That was the first episode of the N1 from the End Zone podcast. In this episode, we talked about why I decided to start the N1 from the End Zone podcast, what I hope to accomplish, and sports-related topics, including Niners clinching the 1 seed, Lamar winning his second and probably unanimous MVP, and the refs gifting the Cowboys a W, and all the controversy that's going on. And yeah, you're going to probably hear a lot about that in the national media today. And scripted, maybe? Yeah, I'm starting to believe a little bit more. Hopefully the script says Niners this year. I'm okay with that. Let's go, script. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. I will be back later this week, hopefully with another episode. We will be covering previews for the NFL weekend, who will be playing, who will not be playing. Since we clinched the 1 seed, and I think the Rams also clinched the playoff spot, there might be a lot of players sitting out. Hell, I wouldn't be surprised if we got Sam Darnold out there. And if we got Sam Darnold out there, we're going to see how that offense operates with Sam Darnold at the helm, because I've been hearing a lot of people talk crazy, saying Sam Darnold is better than Brock Purdy, and I don't see it. I mean, he's winning. We can get into that later. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please click that subscribe button so you get notified when the latest episodes drop. I hope you enjoyed our first episode of the N1 podcast. You guys are amazing. Just remember, there's a lot of love. You don't hear it enough. I love you guys. Hey, and keep a head up. Keep moving forward, and this is going to be your year. It's going to be my year. It's going to be our year. Let's get this money. Let's get this. Let's get this. Let's go, guys. It's going to be a great adventure. Stay tuned. Follow me on Twitter at king_N.P.V, or follow me on Instagram at king_N.P.V. Subscribe to the channel, guys. I appreciate you guys. And again, God bless and stay loved and stay safe.